From deadly diamonds causing people to jump to their death, to the world's unluckiest watch, here are 9 of the most dangerous cursed pieces of jewelry in history. Number 9. The Black Orlov Diamond. This diamond was apparently taken from a temple in the Indian city of Pondicherry, or Puducherry, during the early 19th century. The former French colonial settlement played host to a statue of Brahma. In case you're not enlightened, Brahma is the creator god of Hindus, and when you're making a statue of him, you better be using the finest materials, right? Also known as the Eye of Brahma diamond, it weighs 67.5 carats, and was part of a larger 195-carat uncut diamond. The black diamond is said to have formed the statue's eye. Brahma's eye was then rumored to be stolen by a Jesuit priest, where it traveled from the warm climes of East Asia to the chilly regions of Russia and its jewel-loving aristocracy. Ever since it was stolen, the stone is believed to be cursed. In between, it was owned by a jeweler who took the stone to the US for a while, but he jumped off a skyscraper in New York. Then it was owned by 2 Russian princesses who fled the Russian Revolution in 1917. One of the princesses it was reportedly given to was Nadia Orlov, after whom it was named. What happened? Nadia and her fellow princess went insane and wound up jumping to their deaths during the 40s. Very dramatic and a strange coincidence, don't you think? Could the Orlov diamond have been responsible? Another diamond is said to have haunted the Orlov family, the white Orlov diamond, which weighed 180.6 carats. Later, it was owned by Charles F. Wilson, who requested the stone be recut in order to rid it of its demons. The cutting itself took 2 years, but it was deemed a success. The diamond has since passed through the hands of several private dealers, none of whom have been affected by the curse. The 67.5-carat black Orlov currently sits in a 108 diamond brooch, suspended from a 124 diamond necklace, and has even made an appearance at the Oscars when it was worn by actress Felicity Huffman, star of the hit TV series and movie Desperate Housewives. Would you wear this necklace? Let us know in the comments below. Still sounds a little cursy to me. I wouldn't wear it. Number 8. Delhi Purple Sapphire. Back in the early 20th century, a scholar named Edward Heron-Allen was looking to pawn a sparkly rock. If you were his pal and agreed to accept this object, known as the Delhi Purple Sapphire, then you were likely to suffer a run of very bad luck, because yes, you've guessed it, the sapphire carries a curse. How come? The origins of the stone lie in the Temple of Indra, found at Kanpur city in India. The sapphire is in fact an amethyst, though people call it a sapphire for some reason. Maybe that's why it has a curse, because it was given the wrong name. Anyway, when the sapphire was reportedly nabbed from the temple by a British soldier in 1857, it became the property of Colonel Ferris. He then got rid of it when his family started experiencing terrible misfortune. Heron-Allen bought it decades later, when he realized something was amiss. He apparently tried neutralizing the curse, however that works. The attempt failed, so he then pawned the sapphire. Eventually, he sealed it inside not 1, not 2, not 3, but a total of 7 boxes. Now that's what we call curse control. Together with a letter explaining the situation, the Delhi Purple Sapphire is currently sitting in London's Natural History Museum. Go see it, if you dare. And now for number 7, but first be sure to smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest videos. Number 7. Graves Super Complication. The Graves Super Complication is, well, super complicated. The timepiece from 1925 is packed with little details that make it more a work of art than a simple mechanism. It has multiple faces for things like New York's sunrise and sunset, and it's got a calendar, stopwatch, and alarm built in like a one-stop time shop. Who came up with this mind-boggling idea? One Henry Graves, a US businessman who decided he needed more than just a watch. He wanted the most elaborate timekeeper money could buy, and a lot of money went into the Graves Super Complication. Put together by watchmaker Patek Philippe, no less than $18,814,500 was spent. Of course, such a fabulous thing is bound to have a downside, right? For sure. The watch is believed to be cursed because Graves soon suffered the loss of both his best friend and, most tragically, his son. 1999 saw it snapped up by Sheikh Saud bin Muhammad Al Thani, but 13 years later, unlucky number, the Qatari royal got into serious debt. He wanted to auction off the super complication, however he passed away before he got a chance. Strange, huh? Number 6. Hope Diamond. If ever a cursed item of jewelry was misnamed, it's this one. There ain't much hope around concerning the Hope Diamond. It's well known for being extremely unlucky to own, as various high-profile buyers have discovered to their cost. The first of these was French King Louis XIV. He'd been sold the stone by a merchant who picked it up from India. It originally came from a mine in Golconda. Louis probably thought he had one mighty fine diamond. Unfortunately, the French Revolution happened, and he quite literally lost his head. Those who took possession of the Hope after that got into severe financial difficulty. Big debtors such as George IV appear to have fallen foul of the mysterious curse. Yet worse was to come, owing to the cavalier attitude of a not-so-savvy socialite. Evelyn Walsh McLean paid no heed to stories surrounding the stone, to her lasting regret, no doubt. Poor Evelyn, she lost her son and daughter to a car accident and drug overdose respectively. Her cheating husband maybe had it worse, dying of an alcohol-related brain atrophy. The family used to own the Washington Post, but then that went bankrupt and had to be flogged. Finally, she had a not-so-quiet death from pneumonia. If you want to see the Hope Diamond now, it's in the hands of the Smithsonian National History Museum, and it's technically not for sale. Number 5. The Koh-i-Noor Diamond. In the late 19th century, a hefty stone called the Koh-i-Noor Diamond was offered as a gift to the British royal family. Koh-i-Noor translates as Mountain of Light. The Indian treasure weighs 105 carats, though how it came to be in the Queen's possession is a little confusing. Why is that? We'll get to that in a sec. For now, let's focus on the all-important curse. The diamond forms the centerpiece of the Queen's consort crown, made in 1937, though it's been part of the Crown Jewels collection for longer. Maybe they made it into ladies' headgear due to its effect on the men. Apparently, every king who put the stone on their person has lost their throne. As curses go, that's a little flimsy, but it certainly fits with the other tales of jewelry removed from home turf with dangerous consequences. India has asked for the Koh-i-Noor diamond to be returned, though because it was apparently a gift, that's not happening anytime soon. Conflicting reports say it was given to Queen Victoria in 1849 or 1850 in response to either the conquest of the Punjab or the Crimean War. We're not sure which it was. Anyhow, next in line to wear it is the Duchess of Cambridge, should husband Prince William become sovereign. Number 4. The Lydian Horde. The Lydian Horde is a trove of jewelry and artifacts hailing from Turkey. Found in a village near the city of Uşak, it was in a royal tumulus, or burial mound. Thieving villagers took the loot, totaling hundreds of items, and sold it in the 1960s. The treasure is also known as the Croesus treasure, as it dates back to the time of King Croesus, who ruled between 560 and 547 BCE. The Karun treasure is another name. Now, you know when you disturb a sacred mound and steal its contents, you're gonna be in trouble, right? Sure enough, the 7 men all suffered terrible fates. The story goes that one father lost no fewer than 3 of his sons, one through murder. A tragic villager then became paralyzed. Other misfortunes followed for the unfortunate treasure hunters, too many to ignore. Another of the thieves lost his mind, and that's before you get to what happened to the Horde, following its removal from Turkey. Some of it went across the ocean to New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Turkish government had gone to court in order to have it returned. Since then, there have been all manner of arguments and drama. The situation sure is tumultuous. Number 3. The Real One Ring. The Hobbit saga brought audiences one powerful fantasy concept, with the One Ring. But is it a story, or is there something that's actually like that out there? What's more, is it cursed worse than Gollum breaking a mirror? The answer is, of course, yes. And the best part is we have actual evidence of a curse. Pretty exciting, huh? So this story has 2 parts. The first concerns the finding of a gold ring at the Iron Age town site of Cavella Atrabottom, Silchester, England. This chunky 12-gram item is big enough to be worn over a glove and has the image of a man with a spiky head engraved on it. But for a true Lord of the Rings feel, you need to take a look at the Latin inscription of Senescienus, live well in God, which looks like something out of the movies. Who is Senescienus? Well, interestingly, at the Gloucestershire site at Dwarf's Hill, appropriate name, right? A tablet was found inscribed with a curse. This was made by Silvianus, who accused Senesianus of taking his precious ring, calling on the god Nodens to take his vengeance. Both ring and tablet are believed to have been discovered in the late 17th and early 18th centuries. What happened to this Roman wrongdoer? Maybe he fell victim to this extraordinary-looking curse, and the gods caught up with him. Number 2. Peregrina Pearl. La Peregrina, or the Pilgrim, has been hung around the necks of some of the most notable people in history. Associated with stormy relationships and historical intrigue, the story goes back hundreds of years. It's also known as the Wandering Pearl, which is appropriate as this piece of supposedly cursed jewelry has been all over the world. First recovered from the seafloor in the 16th century, its finder was an African slave. He was diving on behalf of his master in the Gulf of Panama, and apparently won his freedom after discovering the beautiful object. So it started off as a lucky thing rather than anything cursed. In terms of size, it was compared to a quail's egg, so big a jewel. It was property of the Spanish royals for a while, ending up being worn by England's Bloody Mary when she married Philip II. Was her life so turbulent because of this pearl? Some think that's the case. Later, Philip IV passed it to his teenage bride, or to be more exact, niece, Mariana. There was a total eclipse of the moon when she passed away. Spooky, huh? La Peregrina then fell into the hands of Joseph Bonaparte, brother of Napoleon, who'd just conquered the country. More bloodshed and mayhem. Flash forward to 1969, where Richard Burton buys it for his wife and megastar Elizabeth Taylor. The couple created a new necklace for the pearl, based on images of Bloody Mary. If there was a curse, then it surely did its worst with Burton and Taylor, who had one of the most action-packed marriages in Hollywood. After Taylor's death in 2011, it was sold on. Whoever owns it now had better be single. Number 1. Sansi Diamond. One of the most dangerous cursed jewels is the Sansi Diamond. Like the Hope Diamond, the Sansi came out of the ground in Golconda, India. At least, that's how the story goes. It's pale yellow in color and weighs just over 11 grams. The stone first appears in history books in the late 16th century, though some think it went from Asia to Europe a couple hundred years earlier. The English and French royal families were owners of the diamond, and it got the name Sansi from soldier and diplomat Nicholas de Harlay, Signor or Lord de Sansi. This diamond gained its terrible reputation after the rulers who possessed it died in generally horrific circumstances. There was Charles I, who got decapitated, and Louis XVI, who also lost his head, supposedly after acquiring the Sansi. One of the strangest cases of misfortune involving the diamond centers on a courier who traveled with it on behalf of Henry IV. This poor soul was robbed and then killed. On top of that, he thought it was a great idea to swallow the stone to stop people getting it. Now, was he murdered or did he just choke to death? Either way, you could say he lived a cursed existence. Thanks for watching. Which one do you think is the scariest? Is there any dangerous cursed jewelry you think we left off the list? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.